and welcome back to my channel. As the title says, today I'm going to be eating only high protein marketed foods for a whole day. So there is a huge hype. I mean, this hype trend boom has been for several years now, but so many foods are marketed as high protein. It's almost a little crazy. There is protein pasta, there's protein bread, protein water, protein coffee, protein shakes, protein pudding, protein cookies, the list goes on. Like protein milk, protein cheese I've seen. You know, milk is already rich in protein. Not that I drink milk, I drink plant-based milk, but anyway, it's just a marketing tool. You could of course ask yourself, you know, if they're adding the protein, are they taking something away or adding something else to it? Often high protein goes along with, you know, low in sugar. Are they adding something else? So the foods I'm eating today, all of them have a protein marking on the front, that there is something about it regarding protein, whether it's, you know, this contains 90 gram protein per serving, or 30% more protein than other options, or high in protein. I do want to put a disclaimer that if you are triggered by calories, by nutritional information, anything like that, please don't watch this video as it could be triggering, because I do plan to talk about and post the nutritional information of some of the foods I'm eating. Also going to post the amount of protein I eat today compared to maybe a regular day of eating. So I've calculated a regular day of eating and my protein intake from that day. So, you know, don't watch past the intro if you're triggered by that. Personally, I think that it is just a marketing trend with the protein. The majority of people get enough protein in their diet. They don't need protein enriched pasta or protein enriched bread or protein enriched chocolate. The majority of foods have protein and you don't need protein enriched foods. If you do need a higher protein intake, you can get that from, you know, eat some more tofu, eat some meat, eat some more beans, eat some more lentils, all of that. So yeah, this is just a little experiment. I'm doing it for YouTube. I'm doing it because I think it's going to be fun. You know, look at the nutritional, compare it, you know. Is there a difference in protein bread versus normal bread? How much is there a difference in protein, and does it taste better? So yeah, it is marketing, it is overhyped. Choose the food you like. So let's get into the video. It's going to be a full day of eating high protein marketed foods. I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe down below, and let's eat some protein. So, time to make breakfast, and it's going to be protein granola, some protein lentil cakes, protein yogurt, and some vegan chicken slices, which are marked as high in protein. And of course, a nutgo. So BCAAs is amino acids, basically protein. I answered in my previous video about protein if BCAAs are necessary. No, they're not. They're a waste of money. Drink EAAs if you're going to drink some type of amino acids. As I'm doing a high protein full day of eating, I might as well drink some BCAAs. I am going to allow myself some vegetables and vegan spread today, because otherwise this is going to be super bland. If you follow me online, you know that I don't track my food, I don't count calories or macros, I just eat intuitively. But today, for the sake of the video, I am going to track what I eat, roughly. I'm not going to weigh everything, but some of the foods I will. That is because I want to do a comparison. you know, how much protein do I eat today when I eat a bunch of protein-rich foods compared to my average intake. So this meal was around 25.5 grams of protein, and in my typical breakfast I would usually eat around 13 to 15 gram protein. So then I usually eat like oats, chia seeds, peanut butter, oat milk, all of that. So 10 grams more protein. Yeah, let's break down the food I ate then quickly. I do also want to note that calorie wise it was pretty much the same as a typical breakfast without actually thinking about it, and this was just what I wanted. Because typically the more calories you eat, the more protein you get as well. You know, just makes sense. If you're eating 1,500 calories, you're most likely not going to get as much protein as someone who eats 2,500 calories. So I want to first start off with this. Vanilla, high in protein, plant-based alternative to quark. Let's look at the ingredients then. Let's look at the breakdown of the macronutrients. So per 100 grams it has 5,1 grams protein. That really isn't that much, and it has 6,5 grams sugar, meaning it's marketed as high in protein, but it has more sugar than protein per serving. And then let's compare it to a vanilla Oatly yogurt, which has 1.7 grams protein per 100 grams and 8,5 grams sugar. So it has less sugar and more protein than an Oatly vanilla yogurt. So yeah, but it isn't that sweet. I'm not actually gonna buy that again. Now let's talk protein granola. Per serving, 45 grams, 6,3 grams protein, and the protein comes from oats and pea protein. But pea protein is very far down, so... Okay, let's compare that to one of their other granolas. So the sugar amount is the same, and like 4 grams difference in protein. So price-wise, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. However, you could, if you want granola, you could make your own one from scratch, make it super protein rich. Or, you know, instead of a normal yogurt, choose one which is maybe more higher in protein. But you could get the same amount of protein in this meal by making a tofu scramble. You could use protein powder, it's not necessary, but it is an option. It's a cheaper source of protein. Oats and chia seeds are rich in protein, but you don't really eat such huge amount of those that you would get a huge amount of protein, if that makes sense. And of course there is nothing wrong with sugar. From this granola, the sugar came from like dried fruit and that, so, or natural sources. But typically with certain foods, when it's like high in protein, such as certain protein bars and that, it still has more sugar than protein, which, you know, is kind of like, what's the point? Just want to also quickly mention, I don't think about the protein amount I eat. As I said at the start of this video, I had tracked how much protein I eat in a typical day. So I tracked 2 days, and my protein intake was about 100 grams, more or less. And lastly, I need to mention that this protein hype is overrated. People just want protein everything without really knowing why. And just because something is marketed as high in protein or has a lot of protein doesn't mean it's healthy, doesn't mean it's necessary, doesn't mean it's better for you. I mean, I would stick to my oats, chia seeds, nuts, nut butters for breakfast. I do have to say though that this granola is really tasty. So for dinner, I'm eating the incredible burger with some protein bread. The burger is very juicy, the bread is kind of dry. Also some protein crisps. 18% protein, 40% less fat. These are new. They're really good. Highly recommend. 5.3 gram protein per serving. 4 gram protein per serving. So personally, I am all for these lentil bean crisps. Not only because they're vegan, but because they taste like crisps. They have that crunch, they have that salt, they have the flavor, but not as much fat, and like they're made from beans and lentils, and it feels like, you know, like one of these bags is 90 grams, so like 400 calories, or you know, whatever, I'm not gonna. So one of these bags is 90 grams. You know, I could easily finish this whole bag. I'm pretty sure the majority of people could as well. And for the majority of people, if they buy a bag of crisps, they're going to eat the whole bag. If you could buy one of these and, you know, either eat a portion or eat the whole bag, and you're going to get more nutrients but still get that satisfying, salty, crunchy, crispy. So I'm all for these. Yeah. So if you enjoy them, I do recommend, you know, buying the lentil or bean chips. I mean, this is 2 servings. I've never measured my servings of chips before. No, let's talk bread. Because I mean, one of these burgers has 90 grams protein. That's great. It's the bread we're going to talk about. Time for some maths. 4.8 grams of protein per slice. I don't know what is giving this extra protein. I thought it would have like a pea or rice protein or something. So let's compare that to a regular or another slice of bread. So I'm gonna post a picture of the bread I'm comparing it to. So like 3.6 grams. Okay, yeah, what is my point with this? Oops, it it has a bit more protein. It's pretty much the same price as regular bread. It's unsweetened, so I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this bread. I think the like specific protein toast, I'll insert a picture and all that, is a little unnecessary. I mean, like generally bread has flour and wheat and gluten and all that, so, and if it has whole grains, nuts and seeds and that, it's gonna have some protein. And just like I said for lunch and all of that, add some tofu on top, add some hummus, add a lentil spread, and there you have your protein source. You don't need specific protein bread. If this is my last meal, my full day, I think this is going to be my last meal anyway, but so in total I've eaten 124 grams protein, 2,500 calories. So basically I've eaten like 10-15 grams more protein than my other days. That was a little unnecessary. What can I say? I guess I have a protein rich diet as it is. These are really good. And my last message of the day, which I should have mentioned earlier, is that there is so much focus on protein, especially when you're working out and training, but not enough people think about their carbohydrates. And carbs are like your body's primary source of energy and fuel. It's, you know, the fastest source of fuel. Your muscles need it, and it's not all about protein. If you want to get stronger or you want to work out, you do need carbohydrates as well. So don't forget the importance of those. Protein is great, you know, you need your protein, but you also need your carbs, and don't neglect those. Because that's what I see a lot of people do. They eat their salad and they eat their chicken, and they're scared of carbs. But I mean, all these extra protein sources have all been very carb rich. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but just realized that now. Something I do want to mention is that by like 4 p.m. it was like I hit a wall. I was so tired. I was like, I want to just sleep for 8 hours. And I don't usually get that afternoon dip. Like if I get up at 4 a.m. because I have to work at 6 a.m. then of course I might get that, you know, 3-4 p.m. dip where I need to take a nap. But that's not so strange. But like I had to make myself a black coffee, because if I fell asleep I knew that I wouldn't film the rest of the day, because I would wake up and be like, where am I, what time is it, what year is it, I'm not going to film. So this is going to be my last meal. I hope this video was both educational, entertaining. I know it's like half an hour long at the least, minimum. Yeah, let me know if you want me to make more of these types of challenges, or, you know, try a palm oil, eating no palm oil, or eating completely sugar-free, or some type of food challenge. Because what I eat in a day is just a regular what I eat in a day. It's just super boring. I don't see the point in it. Yeah, give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on this video. Hopefully nobody has been triggered in any way. and I will see you all again next week with a new video. It feels so wrong of me to count calories in this video, because you know I've had a past of obsessive calorie counting, weighing all my food, all of that. Calories was very triggering for me, but now it's like I can eat a meal that's 900 calories and not really care, you know, weigh out my bread or crisps or whatever. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I've come a very long way. Like when I was studying a university course, we did have to count calories, we had to create meal plans, we had to weigh food, we had to try different diets for 3 days and all of that. So that's just a little FYI if you are going to study a nutrition or dietitian program, that things like counting calories and that will be involved, and if you're not ready to do that or if you get triggered, then yeah, just be aware of it. Maybe it's not the right choice for you at this stage of your life.